Just got down to Bromley Downham ABC, which is the amateur boxing club. It's also a youth centre. I'm boxing on 26th of October for the Queensberry League, and part of the money that I'm going to raise from ticket sales is going to go back into this club. So what I wanted to do is give back. I've already donated money down the club before, and I want to give back even more. So part of the money, like I said, is going to go towards the club and give them something new. How's it going? Yeah, good.
Nice to
good.
see you.
Bye. Welcome back to Stephen Sulley's study. I came back down to Bromley and Downham a few times. As I mentioned on my podcast with some of my guests, the people like Bradley Skeet, who I've interviewed, O'Hara Davis. I've interviewed Ruben Tabares, who's part of the David Hay camp. And I always give respect back down to this club, because when I was about 14 years of age, I was down there. There was one particular chap who I used to really admire, and I never used to talk to him too much because I was quite intimidated. There was a guy called Sam Webb, and the reason why I was intimidated is because he was just the top boy down there. He gave me so much encouragement, and many years later, I actually reached out to him when I started my own business, and I wanted to sponsor him because I wanted to say to him a big thank you. Not only him, but also this club itself, Reg Foster, and the guy I'm sitting next to, a guy called Richard Foster, gave me a massive inspiration to start my own business. It's a bit of a weird thing because boxing's really got nothing to do with business, but what this has given me, and the reason why I promote it to any young kid, I've got a son now, so I'm definitely going to be telling him to come down to this boxing club. It's just the amount of confidence that it gives you. So I wanted to talk to Richard very briefly, 5 or 10 minute conversation about the importance of kids getting into sport, but specifically boxing. So this club it's always full on a Tuesday night, a Thursday night. How have you seen the club develop over the last few years?
Well, going back five years ago, we had a new gym built. Right. When you used to box for us, we had.
That was in 2012, wasn't it? Roughly.
Yeah.
That's when I sponsored it again.
Yeah, so it's longer than 5 years now. It's longer than 5 years, 7 years ago. But when you used to box for us, we shared our gym with a preschool nursery, which meant that we had to put the bags up, put the ring up every night, take it down, put it all away until you come back for training the next training night, which was hard work. We was getting overwhelmed with kids coming down. The gym was too small. Yeah. So in the end, what we done, we built a mezzanine floor on the sports hall here. And this is where we are now. Because
you're affiliated to the youth club down there as well,
yeah? We're all part of the same thing. We're part of the youth club, so we're all one body. Bromley and Downham Youth Club. They have other activities going on overnight. So you've not just got the boxing here. You've got the youth club. I think they do football. They do table tennis. They've got all sorts of things going on here. They do cookery. So there's all sorts of activities that go on here. Yeah. And it's open near on every night of the week. This is a community building, but as I say, what we did, we just couldn't cope with the influx of kids that we was having down here, so we needed to get bigger space. So that was when me and my other coach, Jay Vanderberg, come up with the idea to put a mezzanine floor in. Mm-hmm. Come to a lot of money to do it, but we're reaping the rewards. We've had national champions, but we've got 35, 40 kids a night in here, 3 nights a week. So we're keeping them off the streets. We're giving them something to do. Yeah. They're not out and about robbing, mugging or getting into trouble. Yeah. Which what I see at the moment, so many youth clubs, all different clubs are not getting the funding and they're getting closed down. And this is where our problem lies, I believe. It's not all to do with that, but I still believe that that's part of the problem.
So again, I haven't got loads of statistics which I've pulled off a government website, but I know that drugs, gangs, violence, stabbings, most importantly, recently, like muggings, everything else, is rife in London. It's going up and up and up every single year.
And locally as well.
Yeah, exactly.
We've had a few lately. There's been a few incidents that are only on our doorstep, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to keep the kids off the streets. We're not only teaching them boxing. A lot of people get the wrong idea about boxing, that it's just come in, smash the bag about, smash each other up, sparring, things like that. We're trying to promote them life skills as well, teach them life skills, teach them how to behave, because a lot of the children today as well, another thing is where we're so so much into social media, so much into devices. A lot of young people don't know how to talk to each other. Mm-hmm. They don't know how to communicate. They haven't got life skills anymore because their head's stuck in a device and they're not mixing. So although boxing's a one-man sport, a one-person sport, we still act as a team down here. So we always say, if you're at a club show, if you're at a show, you're always cheering on your club mates. Yeah. Things like that. And as I say, it just teaches them how to present themselves. Every night they come in, they shake hands with all the coaches. When they leave, they shake hands with all the coaches. Yeah. So they show a bit of respect, but it's not that. As we say to them, if you had to go and get a job, you wouldn't walk in like that with your head down. You walk in with your head high, shake hands, and away you go. So we're trying to teach them that as well. It's not just about the boxing side. It's about bringing them up to be good young people and achieve where they want to be.
What I was going to say, like obviously I know that crime's gone through the roof, and there's a mixture of different things. But taking it back to when my dad was younger, my dad's from he's got like 6 brothers, 1 sister, and he's from East Dulwich, and he's got a school called William Penn. And he said back in his day, I know like older people always say that, but back in his day, there wasn't really guns and stabbings. Of course there was with like the gangsters and that, but there wasn't that kind of culture in school. He said if they had a problem with each other, they had a boxing ring at the school. They had a controlled fight, like a spar, and then at the end of it they shake each other's hand and the problem would go away. And I feel if they brought it back into school, I think it would give them discipline, routine, fitness, and I think above all respect. Is that something you would agree with?
Yeah, I agree totally. Yeah. And as I keep stressing, it's not just about the getting in and having a fight. That's not what it's all. It's all about the other things that go with it, the discipline, the training they have to do. They don't just get in the ring and box. Yeah. They put in the preparations and things like that. So a lot of people don't realise how much hard work goes into boxing, even on the amateur side.
I remember getting a call from you, I think, out the blue. I think it was through like a business affiliate, and saying like the club needed a bit of money. And I didn't hesitate once. Thought I'm definitely going to pump money into it because I know it's going to be a good thing. And I believe what you put out to the world, you're going to get back. And to my surprise, when we opened it back up with you, I met Prince Philip. He come down there to open it. It's the second time he's been down there, isn't it?
Yeah, well, what happened, when they first, where we're sitting now, this is the sports hall. But when they first built the original sports hall, he come down and opened it up. So our trustees thought it'd be a good idea to ask the Palace that we put a new building on top of that sports hall. Originally you opened it, so we would invite you to open the new section of it. We didn't think that we'd get a response because of his age, but he did come down and open it for us. Yeah. And what a lovely man as well.
Great man. He's a big old guy as well.
Spent a lot of time here and didn't sort of walk in and just pass through, asked all the young people the questions, had a lot of time to talk, so it was a very good day.
I remember all these Range Rovers pulling up, and then he's got out with not an entourage but a couple of people, obviously because he's royalty. And then it was your dad, Reg, went over to him and said, "Oh, he's one of the sponsors," and he come straight over to me, shook my hand, and I remember his hand was so big, like a big glove, and I thought, you know what, that's really good of him because he didn't have to do that.
No, as I say, he was very, very nice. Spent a lot of time with all the young people, and also went over to the other side of the youth club because we had work done on that side. So spent a lot of time at the club. Yeah. Which is sort of, I thought it'd just be in 5 minutes, walk round and gone. Yeah. But that was nice. Yeah.
When I was a kid as well, the one thing I wanted to say on this is when I was a kid, when I started down here, I think 14 years of age with Ryan Turner and Dan Turner and people like that, Noel Surin and people, there was no girls. Not one girl. Now, when I started coming down here again, you started seeing females, which I think is really, really good because they must have been intimidated before because they thought it was an alpha male kind of sport. So you're seeing more females getting into it?
Yeah, we've got a few females that box for us. We've got one who's, she's only 13 years old, but she's very good. She's won a schoolgirl title. Yeah. Sienna Baker, she's very good. But there is a bigger influx, and it's due to the coverage of the Olympics. Obviously Nicola Adams, Natasha Jonas, Katie Taylor, they're all on headlining bills now, so it's pushing the girls forward and giving them more confidence to come into clubs.
So if someone were to come down there, no matter their age or whoever they are, their background, what would they expect if they were to train here? So it's 7 till 9. What would they first do, and take us through a routine?
What we do, we have our under 11s. We start them at 9. That's the beginners club. That starts at 6:30. That finishes at 7:30. They do an hour. It's not very hard, the training. It just gets them an insight into the boxing and gets them ready. And then once we feel that they're ready to progress, then we move them into our like bigger session. Okay. That starts at 7:00 and finishes at 9. So obviously, then the training gets a bit more intensified.
So the skipping?
Yeah, you've got your warm up, you've got your skipping, you've got your shadow boxing, and then you've got your sparring, then you've got your circuits. We have to fit that into 2 hours. And what you've got to remember in the amateurs, a lot of our seniors have to go to work. So they come straight from work.
I was going to say, because none of you lot do this for money, do you?
No, some of our coaches get paid, but it's never going to make us millionaires. We're not in it for the money. We're there to keep the young people going, keep the club open, and progress.
That's good. All right, wicked. And if they wanted to fight as well, would they have an option to do that?
What we say, because we are so busy, we've got a waiting list as well. So what we have, another night, we have a Monday night where there's people, if they don't want to box, they can come on a Monday night, and it's a thing called Begin to Box. Now, they don't have to take part in any competitions or anything like that on a Monday night. If they're coming on a Tuesday night, then they will be expected to take part in competitions, tournaments and things like that. Not after a week, obviously we decide when they're ready to go. But on Tuesdays and Thursday nights, on a squad night, they will be expected to box.
All right, good stuff. All right, well that's all I wanted to ask you, Rich. Thank you for your time. It was a great session tonight, and good sparring. I'll be down here next week.
No worries.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, mate.
Be happy, never content. That's my little quote. All right, nice one.
All right,
Thank
mate.
you.